Hi guys, and welcome back to Just a Sister Thing. I'm Rebecca. Today I'm going to be reviewing IT Cosmetics and whether or not it works on me because I do have large pores and a little bit of discoloration in my cheeks. And I'm also going to show you how I put on magnetic lashes. They're pretty easy, they're pretty foolproof. Getting them back off is another thing. I highly suggest using coconut oil or some type of oil-based eye makeup remover. It definitely helps. So if you want to see how I get this crazy bold lip and to go with my crazy green scarf, then keep on watching. So far, I just have my lip balm on and my eyeshadow primer by Milani. I know that a lot of people that have large pores, such as myself, will use pore filling primers, but I have tried so many of them, and I'm just telling you that by the end of the day, my foundation usually looks bunched up, or the foundation sinks into my pores, or it just makes my skin a little bit greasier than it needs to be. I haven't tried the three main pore, I guess you would call filling primers that are on the market that I've heard so much about. The one is from Tatcha. The other one is the e.l.f. Putty Primer, and I think it's Tarte that has the other one that people are just raving about. So I do want to try those in the future, but I'm just going to show you today what I personally do. I don't normally start out with a primer. I'm not real big on primers. Now I do like eyeshadow primers, but just not face primers. So I've already prepped my skin with this Hyaluronic Dewdrops. I put these on first. And then I just grab whatever face cream I have. Like this one is just the Renewed Hope in a Jar. This is the water cream. This is nice and light for daytime, I think. One of my all-time favorite foundations, and actually I use their CC cream too, is IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation. Now the CC cream is just as good. It does the same thing basically. The only difference I think is this one covers a little bit more, and it smells like oranges. I like anything that smells like citrus, so I love this. This is the supersized one. It has, oh my goodness, where is it? 2.5 ounces. The average foundation only has one. Now they sell these supersized ones on QVC a couple times a year, and they are really worth it. Like they really last a long time. I buy mine in Fair Light. I think they have an actual light or just regular fair foundation. When I first started buying these, they did not have it that light. So this one I would say just is a hair darker than my skin tone, but I make it work. Now they advertise this as a full coverage moisturizer, but literally it's a foundation. I mean, I think it's a foundation. I mean, they might come back on me and say, no, that's definitely a moisturizer, but it feels like a foundation, looks like a foundation. Yeah, I can already smell the citrus in it. It smells so good. Now the claims to this foundation, gotta shake it down to the end here. The claims to it is that it definitely helps with discoloration. It helps fill in the pores, and it really does. Some foundations just will skate over top your pores, won't fill them in, and then you got all those little dots all over your face. I'm gonna use the IT brush. I'm just going to scoot in a little bit so you can see how easy, I mean, I'm just literally pushing this into my skin. It immediately covers up my redness. And my nose is my problem area. And I barely have to push that in there, and it immediately fills in my pores. It doesn't sit on top of my skin. I mean, this formula is fantastic. It just blends so easy. Most foundations I will go all the way over my face with a sponge, but this foundation you don't have to. It doesn't streak. I'm just pushing it into the areas I put a little bit too heavy. I mean, what a difference. Such a good pore filling foundation. So I just grabbed my L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Concealer. This is in shade Ivory. Just going to throw some of this on. Another really great product by IT Cosmetics is called Bye Bye Pores. This is their translucent powder. This stuff is amazing as well. The founder of IT Cosmetics, she really went hardcore when it came to having problems with pores, having problems with discoloration in your skin. She did such an amazing job creating these products. And this is not an infomercial for IT Cosmetics or anything crazy like that. But I'm just telling you, these are tried and true. I've been using these for probably 4 or 5 years now. And I have no issues with them. They are so good. I'm going to scoot in just a little bit. I want you to see the difference between, okay, my pores on my nose are already looking really good. I'm going to put this over top of it and just see how that really fills them in. See the difference right here between my powder and over here where my pores are unpowdered? Okay, I'm just going to lightly dust around the perimeter and where I'm going to be putting bronzer because I really like the dew that this foundation leaves on my skin. I mean, I personally think it's a night and day difference. I've tried many foundations and, you know, granted, I tried the Charlotte Tilbury foundation in my last video, and that is a really good foundation. It really conceals, and I can see why it's called airbrush because you really do look airbrush. But I will say I wore it for about 3 hours and I went to wash it off, and it was a little bit bunching on my skin. It wasn't so bad, but it did settle into the pores in my nose. And I know that this IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation, I could wear this to work for 8 hours, and by the end of the day, it still looks really snatched. So really good stuff. For bronzer and highlighter, I'm going to use this Undone Beauty. This is a new beauty line at, I think they sell it at Ulta. This is in Warm Up Bronzer. And I'm just going to mix these two here and just work on the contour of my nose. Just a little bit, nothing too crazy. Okay, I was just trying to keep my contour up to keep my cheekbones looking more pronounced. Now I'm just going to take that lighter shade in the bronzer palette and just blend all that in. Warm up my cheeks. Just trying to keep the center of my forehead nice and light and highlighted. That way we have nice contrasting with the contour, the bronzer, and the highlighted areas. Okay, here is a swatch of this palette. This warm color here is really nice for bronzing, and this one's really nice for contouring. I'm going to mix these two shades together here for my highlighter. The highlighter has really nice payoff. It's really glowy. One little tip I'll give you if you have large pores too is try to keep the highlighter away from your pores because it's just going to accentuate your pores. Like I have pretty large pores in this area here, obviously in my nose, so I just try to keep it on the tip of my nose and in this area. And then I try to keep it back here. I mean, sometimes I like to go ham on the highlighter and I'll just put it everywhere. But for the most part, this is how I do my makeup. I will put my highlighter back here. Okay, for blush, I have this Bye Bye Pores blush. It's a little beaten up here. This is called Sweet Cheeks. It has a little bit of a sheen to it. I would compare it to NARS Orgasm. It's a little bit pinkier than that. NARS Orgasm is more peachy in my opinion, but I'll show you here. Yeah, you can definitely see there's sheen to it. It's very pretty. So this has a Pore formula, which I'm assuming is the same formula they have in the powder that is helpful for, you know, not accentuating your pores. For brows, I'm going to be reusing this Almay brow pencil I used in my last video for Almay. This is a really good brow pencil. Okay, I'm just going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills setting gel. And I'm going to play around with this Undone Beauty on my eyes. I've tried a couple of the magnetic lashes, the more expensive ones on the market. I thought I would try these Ardell magnetic lashes today. They look like a nice natural look. They're called Demi Wispies, and it comes with a liner inside, but with my experience with a magnetic liner, it's stringy and clumpy, so I'm not quite sure how this is going to work out. So my advice is to put on a liquid liner. This is just a NYC liquid liner. Do that first and then put on your magnetic liner. It makes it a lot less messy and makes your liner a lot cleaner. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So when I know that I'm going to be wearing false lashes, I like to use I guess a more delicate mascara. So I'm going to use this MAC Gigablack. And the reason being is because I don't want big, thick lashes. I just want a nice coat. That way my lashes don't look bare underneath the false lashes. First, I like to see if the lashes will fit me. So I'm just going to grab them here. Okay, it looks like they're going to be a decent size. It says to apply 2 coats of this little magnetic liner, but usually I can get away with 1. Another tip too is try not to get this in your lashes. I know sometimes it's difficult, but when you get this in your lashes, it's a struggle putting on the magnetic lashes because it's trying to adhere to your lashes instead of your actual lash line. So I did get just a little bit of my eyelashes, so I'm just going to run my finger along it to try to get it out. And I'm just going to let this dry for a minute. Okay, I will say that this Ardell magnetic liner dries a lot faster than the more expensive ones I've tried on the market. So I usually try to put the eyelash on the outer corner first, and then with my hands, and I'll use like a little eyelash, I guess you would call these a holder, and maneuver on the rest of the eye. So, and it's always best to kind of wiggle it just a little bit to get it so it'll follow the curvature of your eyelid. Here we go. Make sure I'm in view here. So I don't think we're going to need a second coat. Now, if I was going out for a long night, if I was wearing these to work, I probably wouldn't wear false eyelashes to work, but no judgment. But if I was wearing them to work, I'd probably put on 2 applications of the liner. Yeah, it's sticking pretty good. So I always just use my finger and just make sure it's really pushed down into that liner. And then I go like this and push them back up. So they're nice and fluffy. Ah, get back on there. There we go. That's a nice lash. It's not too obnoxious. To finish out the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and put this on my inner corner and my brow bone. Since I'm wearing green today, this lime green scarf, I thought it would be fun to pair it with a super bright, like an orange-based red. This is by MAC. It's called Shots, Shots, Shots. It's a shot of color lip oil. It looks incredibly orangey and bright. So I thought, you know, it might be fun to try something outside my comfort zone. So if you're anything like me and you're very uptight and you usually plan out like, you know, your makeup for a special event in advance, and you know that you're gonna be wearing a bold lip, I always use a very easy whitening pen, and I buy these ones at the Dollar Tree. I know it sounds crazy, but they're actually really good. And this one's by Smile Sciences. I think I got this off of a BoxyCharm sale. I think this is a more expensive brand, but I got a good price for it. So I went ahead and put some of that on tonight. So brush your teeth, dry your teeth with a paper towel, and then you just want to squeeze this on the end, and it comes out, and you just brush it over your teeth. You let it sit there. I usually let it sit for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then you just brush it right back off. And I usually run this under hot water and squeeze out any extra in there. That way it's as sanitized as it's going to get for the next time. But I actually really like this orangey lip. I think it's really cool. It's not something that I would normally wear, but I thought, you know, with the green and everything, it might look nice. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know that I have problems with my pores, and it's nice to know that there are some products on the market that actually do work. I think It Cosmetics has done an excellent job helping people out with their cosmetic line that have discoloration issues and pore issues or rosacea or whatever skin issues that you might have. It definitely works. You get some great deals on QVC too. The It Cosmetics actual website has good deals. Sometimes Ulta will put specials on with them too. So I highly suggest checking them out. And if you like today's video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.